A horrific collision at sea between two ships left a dark legacy and over 300 men dead. The unsettled souls of those who died are still longing to rest in peace. Just ask visitors to the Queen Mary.
This is a nightmare room. This is where we're sleeping tonight.
You mean that you think there's something about Mary?
Indeed, yeah, that's exactly.
She might be a little bit enchanted.
Yeah, I think so. You know, when things are so pristine and beautiful like this, but vacant, there is something very unsettling to it. I don't know what it is. Named after Britain's actual Queen Mary, the Queen Mary was completed in the 1930s and embarked on its inaugural voyage on May 27, 1936 from Southampton, England. The boat served as the new benchmark for luxury, containing 2 cocktail bars, 2 swimming pools, 5 dining areas and lounges, a grand ballroom, and much more.
Launched in 1936, the RMS Queen Mary quickly earned its place in maritime history as the longest ship in the world, a marvel of engineering and design. This grand ocean liner was celebrated for its luxurious amenities, including opulent staterooms, fine dining options, and lavish lounges, catering to an elite clientele that included celebrities, royalty, and dignitaries. The ship's interior boasted exquisite craftsmanship, featuring Art Deco details and elegant furnishings that reflected the height of sophistication during its era.
However, all that luxury would soon go to waste during World War II, when the ship was repurposed as a transportation vessel for troops and prisoners of war, and was appropriately painted gray. In fact, the ship was so much faster than enemy U-boats that it earned the nickname the Gray Ghost.
Long Beach, California.
The Queen Mary became a symbol of luxury travel, crossing the Atlantic with grace and style, and it played a significant role during World War II as a troop transport. Its rich history and grandeur continue to captivate those who admire its legacy, making it an enduring icon of maritime excellence.
For decades, visitors to the Queen Mary have seen and heard ghosts roaming its lower levels.
We're not here to hurt you. Oh God. I think you're not here to hurt me.
Ghosts have been reported on the Queen Mary since 1942, when the ship was involved in a tragic accident.
Some members of the Curacao were killed instantly on impact, while others were thrown into the freezing water, watching as the men who remained on board sank, trapped within the remains of the vessel. And for those left in the water that didn't die from hypothermia, it is said that the current of the Queen Mary carried them in, chopping them up in the propeller.
It's one of the worst naval disasters of all time. We were off the coast of Ireland. We were carrying troops back to America when we accidentally ran into one of our own escort ships. It was the HMS Carousel. The Carousel must have got its coordinates mixed up, because all of a sudden it was right in front of us. Had no business being there, but there it was. Bam. We hit her. We split her right in half. 338 British sailors lost their lives.
Of the 430 crew members on board the HMS Curacao, only 99 survived. It is said that you can hear the screams of the Curacao passengers in the boiler room of the Queen Mary. And some claim that the bow of the ship is a hotspot due to the fact that it's where the Queen Mary made contact with the Curacao.
We had a scavenger hunt one day for some youngsters. Well, no one ever found their way down there that day, so I was there by myself. And I'm sitting there tapping on the woodwork next to the porthole, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be weird if somebody responded? And lo and behold, just on the other side of the wall, I heard somebody go tap, tap. I mean, could it have been my imagination? Of course. Could it have been a spirit? Well, maybe.
This year, a technical team joined psychic Peter James aboard the Queen Mary to search for proof of paranormal activity.
And I've got, these are like backup batteries just in case.
If there was any possible way to catch what could not be seen with the naked eye on film, that was what I was after.
I arrived at the Queen Mary with a lot of high-tech sound gear to follow Peter James around and see if it was haunted, and I wanted to know why.
Hello? Speak to me. I have investigated hundreds of haunted places over the years, and in my opinion, the Queen Mary is the most haunted place in the world.
We're setting up our gear, we're getting ready to go in, but in the back of our minds, I think we're all thinking about that horrible accident that happened in 1942.
After we struck her, I looked over the side of the Queen Mary. They were screaming for help. Sometimes late at night, you can still hear them.
The Queen Mary, once a symbol of luxury and power, now stands silently in Long Beach, California, a floating relic with a dark secret. During World War II, she carried thousands of soldiers across treacherous waters. But it's not the soldiers who haunt her halls. It's something far more chilling. Deep below deck, where the steel walls echo the hum of forgotten machinery, lies Door 13. This is where the ship's most infamous ghost resides, a young sailor named John Petter, who met a gruesome fate. In 1966, John Petter was just 18 years old. He was stationed in the engine room during a routine drill. But in a single, horrifying moment, everything went wrong. Door 13, a watertight bulkhead door weighing tons, slammed shut. John didn't make it through in time. His body was crushed, and he died instantly. But John's story didn't end there. Since his death, countless visitors have reported unsettling experiences near Door 13. Footsteps in the dead of night, shadowy figures moving in the darkness, and the unnerving feeling of being watched. One visitor described seeing a man in blue overalls, standing just beside the door, but when she blinked, he vanished. Others felt cold spots, heard faint whispers, and even saw the door closing on its own. Could it be John Petter, still trapped in the place where he met his untimely death? Some believe John is trying to complete his unfinished duties. But others fear his spirit is reliving the moment of his death, over and over. Security cameras have captured shadowy figures moving near the door. Tourists have fled the engine room after feeling a cold hand brush against their backs.
I was standing right next to Door 13 when I felt this icy chill run down my spine. I turned, and for just a second, I saw someone standing there, staring at me. Before disappearing.
I heard the door creak shut, but no one was near it. It's like something, or someone, was still there.
The Queen Mary is no stranger to tragedy, but none are more haunting than the ghost of John Petter. Why does his spirit remain tethered to this ship? Is he trapped in an endless loop, forced to relive his death? Or is he simply waiting for someone to help him escape? Whatever the reason, one thing is certain: when you walk past Door 13, you'll feel it. The heavy weight of something, watching. Something cold. Something waiting.
The Queen Mary's bow is another hotspot for paranormal activity. Many sailors lost their lives in a tragic accident. It happened during the ship's time as a troop transport in World War II. Now their spirits are said to roam the bow. Guests and crew members have reported seeing shadowy figures there, These figures seem to vanish into thin air. Some say these ghostly sailors are simply keeping watch. They're still fulfilling their duties. Even in the afterlife, they're bound to the ship they served on. Others believe the spirits are trapped. They're unable to find peace. They're doomed to wander the decks of the Queen Mary for eternity. Whether protectors or prisoners, the spectral sailors of the Queen's bow add to the ship's haunted reputation. They remind us that the Queen Mary's history is not without its tragedies, and they serve as a chilling reminder of the unseen world that may exist beyond our own. The first-class pool on the Queen Mary was once a place of luxury and laughter, but today it's eerily silent. Some say the pool is haunted by the ghosts of those who drowned there. Others believe the spirits are drawn to the water. It's a place of peace and tranquility. Guests and staff have reported seeing ripples in the water, yet no one is there. Others have heard splashing sounds. It's as if someone is swimming in the empty pool. Some even claim to have felt a cold, unseen hand brush against their skin. The first-class pool is a haunting reminder of the Queen Mary's dual nature. It's a place of both grandeur and tragedy. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin. It's a place where the echoes of the past still linger. Section 5. Echoes of Laughter, the playful spirits of the Queen Mary's children. Not all the ghosts on the Queen Mary are said to be menacing, you see. Many guests and staff have reported encountering the playful spirits of children full of life and energy. They bring a sense of joy to the ship, reminding us that even in death, innocence can endure. It's said that children's laughter echoes through the corridors, toys move on their own, and small ghostly figures dart in and out of rooms. These playful spirits are a reminder that the Queen Mary was once a place of happiness and wonder. While some might find these encounters unsettling, others find them comforting, offering a glimpse into a different side of the afterlife. A side where joy and laughter still exist, where the spirits of children can play freely.
Level 12.
Hello?
Well, we go in there with Peter, and almost immediately he starts hearing all these ghosts, these entities.
I was just felt something touch me on my left arm. Just now. Feel this. Something is here, right here. A cold area is usually indicative of a ghost presence.
Now it's very cold right here.
Yes, right here.
Yeah.
Level 8.
Well, we went down to the pool area with Peter. There was a complete change in the atmosphere. It made the hair on my arms stand up.
The first-class swimming pool has a vortex. Hundreds of entities that are on the ship. This is where they enter from and leave from. Sometimes it's 20 to 30 degrees colder here.
Really?
Yes. This is the vortex. This is the dimensional entrance from their dimension into ours.
Peter showed us the vortex, but I still didn't quite believe it. I took some footage of it, didn't see anything unusual in my viewfinder, but then I came back to look at my footage and I saw this. So I've heard that entities give off a magnetic force, and that's the only thing I can come up with as a reason for the disturbance. And it went away as soon as I shot somewhere other than the vortex.
From both sides of the Queen Mary, you had men in the water. They were kicking and clawing and trying to push away, but the draft from the Queen Mary sucked them right under the boat. Many of them went right through the propellers.
Section 6, A Symphony of Shadows, Unexplained Noises and Cold Spots. Beyond specific sightings, the Queen Mary is known for its unexplained noises and cold spots, often attributed to paranormal activity. These phenomena serve as evidence that something unseen is present. Guests and staff have reported hearing strange sounds. Footsteps echo down empty hallways, doors slam shut on their own, and disembodied voices whisper from the shadows. Cold spots are another common occurrence. These are areas where the temperature drops suddenly as if a cold breeze has passed through. Some believe these cold spots are caused by the presence of spirits,
suggesting that ghosts can manipulate the temperature of their surroundings.
Level 5.
We were headed down to the bows of the ship where the Queen Mary struck the curacao.
Peter was the first to hear something.
Listen. Hello?
I go over to where he's kind of guiding me to hear things. I don't hear anything. I take the tape back to my studio. I start hearing this noise. I couldn't hear it when I was there, but it's on the tape. I don't know what it is.
These unexplained noises and cold spots are a constant reminder that the Queen Mary is not your average ship. It's a place where the laws of nature seem to bend, where the impossible might just be possible.
Section 7. Personal Encounters. Tales from Guests and Crew. Over the years, countless guests and crew members have shared their personal encounters with the paranormal on the Queen Mary. These stories, often told with a mix of fear and fascination, contribute to the ship's eerie reputation. One guest reported seeing a woman in a white gown standing at the foot of their bed. She vanished into thin air when they turned on the light. A former crew member claimed to have heard children laughing in the ship's empty swimming pool. These personal accounts, while impossible to verify, add a human element to the Queen Mary's haunted history. They remind us that these ghost stories are not just legends. They are based on real experiences that have left a lasting impact on those who have encountered the unexplained on board the Queen Mary.
As we speak, we're about 50 feet below water level.
We kept going deeper into the lower part of the Queen Mary. It was disturbing. There was just kind of this stillness that was there, and it was like a tomb. Were you hearing that at all? Were you hearing the knocking?
Right over here.
We came to this hatch, and we finally get it open. Whoa. You smell it from there? Oh, there's rank land in there, man.
What does it smell like?
Stanky. I don't know. I backed away because of the smell of the hatch.
And so I decided to point my camera in that direction just to see if I pick up on anything. And as I'm moving forward, ew. I feel this ice cold touch on the back of my neck. And I look around, Scott has left, he's nowhere to be seen, and there's no explanation for what that was. And I think that's when I realized there's something really strange going on here.
Now I'm jumpy.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
I went from perfectly fine to jumpy.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was something from the past. I couldn't help but think about all those servicemen.
Most of the sailors were still in the water when the carousel went down. They were screaming at us to stop, begging us for help, pleading with their eyes. Our orders were clear. Full steam ahead. We couldn't stop for anything or for anyone. I couldn't even watch anymore. I had to turn away. That sound, those voices. I think I'll hear that sound forever.
So I theorized that these crewmen, in their consciousness of 50 more years ago, they're about to drown. And most are not aware of being dead. They will continue as long as the Queen Mary is here.
Section 8, The Lure of the Paranormal, a destination for ghost hunters. The Queen Mary's reputation as a haunted destination has made it a popular spot for ghost hunters and paranormal investigators. Armed with EMF readers, EVP recorders, and thermal cameras, these ghost hunters come from all over. They're hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. They're eager to document evidence of the afterlife. The Queen Mary has been featured on numerous paranormal television shows and has hosted countless ghost hunting tours. The ship's haunted history is a major draw for those seeking to explore the unknown. Whether or not they find what they're looking for, these ghost hunters play a crucial role in keeping the Queen Mary's legends alive. They remind us that the line between fact and fiction can be blurry, and they challenge us to keep an open mind about the mysteries that lie beyond our understanding. The Queen Mary's legacy and the importance of its stories. The Queen Mary is more than just a haunted ship. It's a historical landmark. It's a symbol of a bygone era. It's a reminder of the power of human ingenuity. Preserving the Queen Mary's history is crucial. This includes its ghost stories. These tales are part of the ship's unique identity. They attract visitors, they generate interest, and they help keep the ship's memory alive. By sharing these stories, we ensure that the Queen Mary's legacy lives on. We honor the memories of those who lived, worked, and sailed on this magnificent vessel. We keep the spirit of the Queen Mary alive for generations to come. So the next time you hear a ghost story about the Queen Mary, remember that you're not just hearing a spooky tale, you're connecting with the ship's rich history. You're engaging with the mysteries that make the Queen Mary such a captivating and enduring icon. The enduring mystery, the Queen Mary remains an enigma. It's a place where history and mystery collide. It's a place where the veil between our world and the next seems thin. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there's no denying the ship's eerie allure. The Queen Mary's haunted history is a testament to the power of storytelling. It's a reminder that some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved. So are you brave enough to spend a night on the Queen Mary? Will you wander its haunted decks? Will you listen for the whispers of ghosts? The answer lies within you. But one thing is certain, the Queen Mary will continue to fascinate and frighten us. Its ghostly tales will echo through the ages. The Queen Mary's legend will endure. It will forever be a haunting reminder that some stories never truly end.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share to keep fascinating content coming here at Nightmare Nexus.